allied with Hitler. Obviously,
should she apologize? Some Republicans got so far she should be censored for those.
Yeah, I wish she would try to explain it. It was such an odd comment. Honestly, she'd be better off if she stayed away from these subjects and focused on doing things for her constituents in Congress, because this one was really hard to follow. And of course, in 1947, the United Nations kind of offered a two-state solution for Israel and the Palestinians. The Palestinians rejected it. There was war, and the Israelis achieved their independence as a result of fighting back. So to say somehow they created a safe haven, it's not true.
All right, Senator Lieberman, always good seeing you. Thank you very, very much, my friend. We are following again the developments of the corner wall in Broad. We'll tell you a little bit more about that. Also tell you about a climate fight that's heating up. New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio, he's one of several Democratic lawmakers holding Green New Deal rallies today. Just how big a role will this be playing in 2020? We'll see.
Why is Old Dominion #1 in customer satisfaction? Maybe it's OD's over 99% on-time rate, or our decades of supply chain experience that support the dynamic digital marketplace. Or because when we promise something, we keep our promise. The reason OD is #1 in customer satisfaction is our people, who never stop working to make your shipping easier. Old Dominion, helping the world keep promises.
With all that USAA offers, why go with anybody else? We know their rates are good. We know that they're always going to take care of us.
It was an instant savings, and I should have changed a long time ago.
We're the Tennies, and we're USAA members for life.
Call USAA to start saving on insurance today.
When buying a car, we know there are a lot of questions.
What's the mileage?
How many previous owners?
Has it been in any accidents?
Is there room for twins?
Or triplets?
We all know the most important question is always,
am I getting a good deal?
Am I getting a good deal?
Am I getting a good deal?
CarGurus has the answer. Only CarGurus gives every car a deal rating from great to overpriced and sorts the best ones first, making it fast and easy to find great deals from top-rated dealers near you. Find your great deal today at CarGurus.
At Wayfair.com, we think that when the big stuff ships free, it's just better.
Cover better, brunch better, crunch better, rock better, roll better. Whoa, better, dream better, clean better. Yeah, better!
Oh, Wayfair has free shipping. Game changer.
Fast better, free better, everything's better when
Get
it's
free shipping on orders over $49. Shop better at Wayfair.com.
Wayfair, you've got just what I need.
Is he going back to the salad bar? It's endless ribs at Golden Corral.
Blue Ribbon smoked baby backs. And hickory bourbon grilled?
Ribs meet ribs.
Endless Ribs, Golden Corral, the only one for everyone.
Anti-Trump hysteria inside the left's latest attacks on the president and how the commander-in-chief is fighting back. Reince Priebus and Karl Rove sound off tonight on Hannity.
People across America are transforming their bodies through Sono Bello's My Best Body celebration. And now you can save money and remove fat permanently from your stomach, thighs, and back with America's #1 cosmetic surgery specialist.
Making that decision to go to Sono Bello was the best experience of my life.
Sono Bello is not a fad diet or boot camp workout. It's a simple, proven way to eliminate stubborn body fat in just one visit. Sono Bello's board-certified surgeons use microlaser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells permanently and with minimal downtime, giving you life-changing results.
I feel sexy. I feel confident. It's the best I've ever felt.
My self-confidence has hit the roof, and it is just an amazing feeling.
Schedule your free, no-obligation consultation now. Plus, use promo code MyBestBody and get $250 savings. Call or go to sonobello.com right now.
We have a message for President Trump and all the other big building owners in New York City. Cut your emissions or we will cut something you really care about. We will take your money. We will fine you. We will hold you accountable.
New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio slamming President Trump at a rally to promote his Green New Deal version a little earlier. This as presidential candidate Bernie Sanders will be joining Democratic Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez at a special event on their own climate change resolution later today. How important is this issue heading into 2020? Let's ask our panel, Fox News political analyst Jana Caldwell. We've got USA Today congressional reporter Liza Collins, Democratic strategist Jason Nichols. Jason, end with you. So obviously from the Democratic perspective, this is expensive stuff and no one has really put a price tag on it or how to address the price tag. Does it boomerang on Democrats?
No, I don't think it does. Well, first of all, I think people have to understand what the Green New Deal is. We really don't have a whole lot of information. It's just a lot of goals that have been set. If you look at what Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez put out there, it was only a 14-page report, non-binding resolution. People are just starting to state what the goals are. But I think, this is something that I think is talking about creating jobs, and making things safer for Americans. So I don't see how you can actually be opposed to it.
Well, I guess I need details how I'm going to foot the bill for it. And Jana Caldwell, I mean, whatever merits it has, I mean, we talked the same about when John Kennedy wanted to put a man on the moon, and a lot of people just said, okay, that's fine, let's go through this and do the math. Now, the two aren't similar, save this. I mean, we couldn't assess the cost until we were going along with it, and it got prohibited. Now, maybe it was a meritorious goal. In the end, we did land on the moon. Maybe there's some meritorious goals, and we do have a greener, cleaner planet, whatever. But I think there should be some more math here.
Well, I mean, we do have what some preliminary numbers look like, and that's $600,000 per family. And to Jason's point, saying we don't really know what it is, we do know what this is. It's the cow fart bill. And for that, we see what Democrats are willing to do for the 2020 election, which is lie, cheat, and steal. They lie about supporting. No, that is absolutely true. They lie by saying they support the bill. Meanwhile, almost all the Democrats voted present or voted against the legislation, one in which they said that they fully support. They cheat by continuing to rally in support of a bill that they already voted against. And when we're talking about the 2020 election,
it's a non-binding resolution.
They still. It's a resolution. It's a resolution,
well,
and we
Eliza,
can still call it a bill.
could I ask you a little bit about
anyway,
the one who stands? But John, I do want to just get I think Joe Biden is one who hasn't exactly signed onto it. Signs on to the goals, but not all the details. Maybe he's just straddling the fence here. Maybe I'm misrepresenting his position. But he's the runaway favorite right now, and he seems leery. But what are you hearing?
Right. Biden has not totally signed on to the bill, and there are others who have not as well. There are a lot of people who have said they respect the goals, they like the list of aspirations, but we're seeing this play out in Congress as well, right? We're seeing people like Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez, who's enthusiastically pushing this, but House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, who has taken sort of a more pragmatic approach, trying to bring in some of those Republicans who are leery of it, has actually pushed for just sort of a more middle ground piece of legislation, which did pass the House, which was to put Congress or put the U.S. back into the Paris Climate Accord. Now, that's not going to go anywhere in the Senate, but that just shows sort of how Democrats are grappling with this when the far left is calling for something, a complete overhaul, though it is more of a list of aspirations right now. At least that's what Pelosi says.
But let me ask you about that, Jason, this goal, because the goal, everyone wants a cleaner planet, everyone wants to breathe nice air. I get that and all. And the goals, the sweeping goals are fine. But do you think, though, that the idea is to put Republicans on defense, leaving, I know it's a big thing to leave aside the cost of all of this, to Giano's point, but do you think that's what is at stake here, that they want to say, all right, then do you think the environment is worth addressing President Trump?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the goals are political in that way. I think the goals are actually to have a cleaner planet, to have fewer carbon emissions in order to make things safer
if they
for communities.
attached some cost to that and then said, here's how we're going to do it?
Well, again, these are the things that people are trying to figure out right now. Is what does this look like? How's this going to work? People are talking about what does this look like? How's this going to work? People are talking about wind turbines. And